To compensate for uneven floors, where perhaps there is a large gap under the door when closed, however when the door is fully open the door catches on the floor, the FrameFit threshold seal can be installed to bring up the level of the threshold to the compliant gap below the fire door. The flexible threshold seal only utilises our wider 54mm low modulus profiles to bring it up to the required height, but it can be used on both 30-minute and 60-minute fire doors. Start by measuring the size of the gap between the door bottom and the floor. Then calculate the required thicknesses of LM profiles to be added to reduce the gap to less than 8mm. Remember that the threshold seal is 2mm in thickness. Next, measure the width of the threshold distance beneath where the door hangs. Mark the required length along the threshold seal and, using sharp scissors, cut through the flexible plastic. There are two methods of fitting the threshold seal around the frame doorstops. Either cut the seal itself to fit, or cut a section out of the doorstop using a multi-tool. To adjust the seal to the doorstop, line up the seal and mark the distance where the doorstop meets the seal. Then cut this sloped section of the seal and along the raised edge to produce an L-shaped cutout. To adjust the doorstop itself, we advise taking an off-cut of the threshold seal with the correct amount of the low modulus profile inserted to take the threshold seal to the correct level and angle. Mark the doorstop with this temporary template and then, using a multi-tool, cut out the section of the doorstop so that the threshold seal can slide into place. Measure and cut the required amounts of low modulus profile to fill the threshold seal. Then remove the adhesive strips and stick the LM profile into the seal housing up to a maximum height of 15mm. Insert the prepared threshold seal into position either around or under the wooden doorstops. Close the door and check that the door gap has a compliant amount of 8mm or less, depending on the door manufacturer's recommendations. When satisfied, fix through the threshold seal and LM strips into the floor below at regular intervals. Use a minimum 40mm wafer head screws, or if you need to drill into a concrete floor, use suitable masonry plugs and screws. Larger gaps up to 30mm can be made compliant by simply fitting the threshold seal as described, and then also fitting the FrameFit bottom door seal as well to further reduce the gap. Please see our other videos on fitting a FrameFit bottom door seal for more information.